Rajnandani, why she left the meeting? I don't know. So in this case, let me ask from here now, Uma Sarma. Uma Sarma, just tell me, dear, when we're talking about the system of particles, dear, what you can say about the velocities of the particles, dear, when it's moving through the translating motion or the rotational motion? What idea you are having about the velocities of different particles, dear? Last day only I told you, dear, at least if people just, okay, Prahas, Monday, just tell me, dear.
The particles will be parallel throughout the motion.
What, dear? Prahas, once again, just repeat the answer, dear.
The the line joining the particle will remain parallel throughout the motion.
In case, suppose here the line joining the particular particle will remain parallel throughout the motion in case of translatory motion, but in case of rotational motion, it is not clear, dear. But now, proper in the case, dear, when you're talking about the different particles which is forming the system, dear. So there, when we are having, I told you that last day we have just concluded the topic with the planar motion because this planar motion is very, very important here. And because of this only, we will be starting the beginning part of the particular chapter. Planar motion means suppose we have taken the case when the particular object rolls. Suppose we are having a wheel deer or we are having a particular spherical ball is there or something which is rolling. Rolling means what dear? That the particular object while a particular time being is coming to a particular position means here it is rotating also as well as it is shifted from the particular position here means we can conclude that here the planar motion is the combination of both. Which type of motion here? As already I told you, it can be considered as translation plus rotational motion. So when you're talking about the planar motion, it consists of both your translatory motion or the rotationally motion dear. Translatory means suppose just we have shifted the wheel from here to here and again the wheel is rotating as well as shifting from the particular position here. So both translational and rotational. Now when we are talking about the planar motion where we are having both your translational motion as well as your rotational motion. So here we are having the different particles here. And you know that in case of system of particles under rotational motion, suppose the particular object is 500 at a particular point. Suppose the rod is 500 at this particular point here and it is rotated. Then what I told you in the last class, that what you can say about the particular particles at different points. They will be having which type of motion here? So here, the particular rod is 500 at a point or fixed at a point. Then what we can say about the motion of the other particles here? They will be in which type of motion?
Circular.
They will be in circular motion here. So here what happened when we are talking about the planar motion and all, as we are having different particles and all, their motion will be circular and all. So to consider, to discuss the different topics related to such motion and all, it really become difficult to consider each and every particle here. And because of this only, to overcome this particular problem, we are taking into consideration regarding the concept of center of mass. So the center of mass is very, very important. So here, mainly why we are taking this particular concept center of mass here, that here the center of mass may be considered as the particular point. You are having a particular rigid object, rigid body, whatever you are having here, a rod, cylinder, spherical ball, something, whatever you are having, if here the center of mass may be considered as the particular point where the entire mass of the object is supposed to be. We consider that the entire mass of the particular system is concentrated at a particular point. Means what? Again further suppose we will define it that means suppose we are having a system. Suppose we are having a system here and here we are having a center of mass. The entire mass of the system is supposed to be assumed to be acted at this particular point. This, the motion of the center of mass, The center of mass mainly helps us in describing the translatory motion. Translatory motion means here what happened when the object is going through this planar motion, the other particles in the particular system here, they will be having the circular motion and all. But here, as an overview, suppose we are focusing on the center of mass, then the center of mass will be having the translatory motion. Further, again, I will explain it, don't worry. See, here I told you that suppose here we are taking that this is the center of mass. This particular you are having the system of particles, and here we are taking the particular point where the entire mass of the system is considered to be concentrated. Now, this center of mass may be considered as equivalent to a particular single particle here. It may be considered that it must be equal to a single particle which will be having the mass equal to what? What did it say? That here we are taking the point in the particular system of particle where the entire mass of the system is concentrated here. And this center of mass may have the analogy with what? With a single particle. We have with the single particle here, which will also have the mass equal to what? Any one of you, Divyansh Shukla, just tell me. If we are putting the analogy of the center of mass with a single particle, then what you can say about the mass of the single particle with compared to the center of mass? Just tell me, Divyansh Shukla. Divyansh Shukla.
Yes, ma'am.
So what you can say here, just now told you that center of mass is considered at the point where the entire mass of the system is concentrated. So here, the center of mass, I am just putting the analogy with the point object or point particle. Then what you can say about the mass of this particular single particle as compared to this particular system? Thus, the mass of this single particle you are considering with the analogy with the center of mass. This single particle will also have the mass equal to the whole system mass.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, dear. So really good. So here, once again, we're writing some definition part here. So here, put the heading of center of mass. So here, write down center of mass, or is many books are out there writing COM, we are written NCERT, they have not written this COM part, this, so better you go for center of writing center of mass only. So here in this you write down that it is considered to be the point where the entire mass of the system of particles, consider so many particles and all, of the system of particles is concentrated. While mainly we are considering the center of mass for you are describing the translatory motion. While describing the translatory motion here. Now, so as soon as I told you that here, the center of mass is having the analogy with a single particle which will have the mass equal to the mass of the system whose center of mass we are talking about. They are having the analogy. Here the condition is that that single particle should also have the same mass as equivalent to the system of the particle. Means what, dear? If we are having a single particle and if we are applying external force here, if we are applying external force, then this how the single particle will move. What will be the motion of the single particle? How the single particle whose mass is equivalent to the mass of the system of the particles. How this particular particle will move. Similar way, any system, suppose we are taking a hammer, a rod, or anything. Suppose we are taking a hammer here, and this hammer is rotated, suppose this way. Yeah, the memory rotated to this way. Then this is suppose this is the center of the mass. Then the center of mass will also have the same motion as if this particular particle. Suppose the particular particle is having the same mass as equivalent to the system of there. And here, this is the center of mass of the particular hammer here. Then how the single particle will be moving when we are applying an external force? Similar way, the center of mass will also move. This is very important concept here. So here, always you have to keep them in mind that in one mass question will be asking here that what do you mean by center of mass here? So where the point where we are considering that the entire mass of the particular object is concentrated here. Now, as soon as we are talking about the center of mass, there one more term is there regarding your center of gravity. So let me ask from Dipankshi Gautam, any idea you are having, Gita, about center of gravity? Whatever is known to you, dear, that part only we will discuss. It's not always important that your answer will be correct or something. Just tell me, dear Dipankshi, any idea you are having about center of gravity? Any idea about center of gravity and all? Dipankshi?
Yes, ma'am.
Any idea you are having, Beta, about center of gravity? Or any one of you who can try, dear, just tell me, any one of you?
Ma'am, it is the average location of mass or something.
Mass, if we are talking about when the entire mass is supposed to concentrate at the center of mass only. So when it comes to gravity, your force and all, in terms, your mass analogy we can put with the analogy of mass we can put with what, dear? Just tell me quickly. Edwin Joseph, just quickly tell me, dear. In center of mass, mainly we are focusing on mass. So when we are talking about the gravity, the force, gravitational force and all, you know that what is gravity? The force by which the
Ma'am, then we will talk about weight.
So really good, Pravesh has given the answer, weight, Edwin also and others. So here we can consider that your center of gravity is the particular point here where the resultant of all the gravitational force because of all the particles here where the point it will act here. Means here or in simple language we can say that here center of gravity is considered to be the point where the entire weight of the particular object is assumed to be concentrated here. In center of mass we are talking about the mass and in center of gravity we are talking about the weight. And when we are talking about the weight here, so weight means because of the gravitational force. So here we can say that center of gravity is the point where the resultant of gravitational force because of all the particles act. So here you can put one more heading about your center of gravity. This part written about center of mass.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, dear. Then put the
Yes,
heading
ma'am.
about your center of gravity. Any problem you are having with the speed here? Shall we go a little slow? Any of
Ma'am,
you having any problem with the speed?
ma'am, one question.
Who is asking the question, dear? You just send me the question in the chat, dear.
My question.
So let us, we just ask the question here. Meanwhile, let us go for your center of gravity.
Ma'am, in the center of gravity, what is the mechanics of rotation?
What, dear?
In the center of gravity concept, what is the mechanics of rotation?
Now, just tell me, in normal case, when we are talking about Earth here, okay? We're talking about the Earth and we're talking about the small objects and all. So, in normal case, when we're talking about your Earth gravitational field, means we are talking about a uniform gravitational field here on of Earth on small bodies and all. Under that condition, thus, what you can say about the center of mass and center of gravity? Just you try to give the answer of this part here, then you'll be going for your question here. We are talking about uniform gravitational field here, and that too also we're talking about suppose Earth on the small bodies and all. Then what you can say about the center of mass and center of gravity? Just tell me.
The center of mass is taken as the core of the earth.
Center of mass is taken as the core of the earth, or simply can we say here depends to that the center of the earth, or here the center of the center of mass and the center of gravity both will coincide or both will be same when you're talking about the universe.
Yes, ma'am.
But now,
Yes, ma'am.
just tell me, dear, when you just now we have told that the center of mass and center of gravity, they both can be considered as same only. Now, further, I don't know who will ask the question. There will be further topics to be there, dear, where the rotational part. One particular good movie is there, dear, the core. If possible, you will go through this particular movie, dear, the core and all. Many of you have seen or not the core, really good movie is there. You can go through that one regarding gravity and all. देखा है किसी आपने
Okay, ma'am.
आज देख लूंगा मैम.
हाँ, really nice one बेटा. फालतू मूवीज देखने को मतलब नहीं है, but better you go for this particular movies and all. Really बहुत ही अच्छा है आपका. ये देखना, you'll be getting few ideas dear. How what happened when the rotation, suppose the core at inside. You know that for the gravitational field of Earth and all, there are reasons are there. That too also, like suppose few mysteries are there which are unsolved and unsolved and all. So there also suppose the rotation of the molten whatever part we are having rocks and all. If the rotation part will be stopped and all, then what will happen and all. Depending upon this only, the particular movie is based on. So better you can go for the particular movie, dear. Suppose you are having time. Meanwhile, suppose while having your lunch, dinner and something, half an hour you can spend here. It's not like that your teacher is motivating for you for watching movies and all. घर में ऐसा नहीं बोलना है कि मैडम ने बोला movies देखो बैठ करके. So here, let us discuss first about center of gravity, dear. Then whatever question this particular girl has asked, that part we are discussing. Now, so here we can consider that center of gravity, it is the point where the entire weight it is a point where it is assumed to be proper pattern that it is considered as the point where the entire weight of the system is assumed to be concentrated. In case of center of mass, we are talking about the mass, and here we are talking about the weight. Or here you can write down that it is the point. It is the point where the resultant of gravitational forces of all the particles act. Now, here I told that it is the point where the resultant of gravitational force of all the particles act. Now, simple question, let me ask to Jobeya. Just tell me, Ita, what do you mean by, or simply tell me the statement of universal gravitational law. Just tell me the statement of universal gravitational law. Jobeya, in class 9th only you have read, beta. Just tell me universal gravitational law. Because this part is required now when you're talking about the particles. In the beginning only I told that here when you're talking about system of particle and rotational motion, here the particles mainly are having definite mass here. And according to universal gravitational law, here if we are having any two objects in the universe here, they will having some mass. The mass was very, very important here. Having some mass, then they will attract each other with a force. And what will be the magnitude of the force and all, that part is different. Main part is that here, whenever we are talking about a particular object having some mass and all here, then the particular object having some mass will attract each other. And the strength and other part that is known to you. How you are finding the force, this F equal to G F1 M2 by R square and all, it follows inverse square law and all. So here also we are having the particles and particles having some mass and all. So here we are taking the point where the resultant of gravitational force because of all such particles will act here. So this is known as your center of gravity. gravity. And here, an important point you have to write down that when we are talking about your uniform, gravitational field, under that condition here, your center of mass can be considered as equal to your center of gravity. Both will coincide. So this part is very, very important here. So in normal case, when you're talking about Earth and small bodies and object here, under that condition, your center of mass and center of gravity will coincide. But you know that this gravitational force here is not a constant force and all. So depending upon the altitude or other condition, the particular values will decrease or increase. So depending upon this, if increases and decreases under that condition, it is not necessary that your center of mass and center of gravity will coincide with each other. It is only coinciding in case of a uniform in gravitational field. Now, listen carefully dear. Here just we have given the time for center of gravity and center of mass. Center of mass, you got the idea that any system you are having, it is considered as the point where the entire mass of the system is concentrated for describing the translatory motion there. Now, in NCERT, one important line is given because mainly we have to go through the NCERT and some other books and all here. There, one important line they have given in bold letters there that when a particular object is not pivoted, is not fixed here, when a particular object or system of particle is not pivoted or fixed, then what you can say about the motion of such bodies or such object? If someone has gone through the NCERT book, they can give the reply. But when the object is pivoted, then what you can say about the motion of such particular object? So here in the NCERT only, they have mentioned that when a particular object is pivoted or fixed, it may have your translational motion or rotational motion here. But when the object is pivoted, in 99%, 90% chances, we can say that here, some way the object will be showing which type of motion? Tejasvi Srimali.
Yes, ma'am.
What you can say here, as in NCERT only given the statement part we're talking about that here, when the object is not pivoted, it may have translatory motion or rotational motion and all. But suppose the object is pivoted or fixed, then somewhere the object will be having a kind of motion, means near about which kind of motion will be most preferable or most probable here. When pivoted, when the object is pivoted, what kind of motion it will have?
Ma'am, when it is fixed on the wall or somewhere else, it has a translational motion.
Mainly listen, that's why dear, you are not going to the NCERT books and all. That's why whenever you are going for anything dear, you have to admin just tell the answer dear.
Ma'am, if it is fixed, it will have rotation motion.
It is fixed somewhere, we can say that it will have rotational motion. But when it is not fixed, it may have your rotational as well as your translational motion. Now, as soon as, because in NCERT what they are doing, they are giving the statement here. Now, as they have told that when it is not fixed, it may have translational motion or rotational motion. But just in the last class, we told you that when the object is pivoted or fixed at a point, it nearly is having the rotational motion. Now, can you give me one example in which the object is not pivoted, the object is not fixed, then also the object is having the rotational motion? Any one of you, just raise up your hands there.
Earth surrounding sun.
Earth is rotating around the sun about your own axis and all.
Yes, ma'am.
Now, any other examples or where the particular part you're not fixing it, you're not pivoting it? Any more examples here? And under such condition, how about what the particular object is rotating here? Like here, the Earth is rotating about its own axis here. That too also rotating about the sun and all. Revolving around the sun and rotating about your own axis, the proper language part. Now here, suppose we are having a pen here. Uniform pen is there, like here the cap is a little bigger size and all. And if we are having uniform, this pen is there. Now, if I'll be applying an external force just at the center here, then the particular object, here I am unable to show it here, the object will move. Look at carefully. Suppose a certain force I am applying. It's just a force, impulse I am applying here. What do you mean by impulse? A particular short force acting for a short interval of time. Force acting for a short interval of time here. Here you are applying a force. Suppose at the center of mass here. Then the object will be moving somewhere like this way here. But suppose instead of applying this external force or at the about the center of mass, here is what? If we are having a uniform pen, pencil or rod somewhere, then it is known to each and everyone. If uniform pen is there, then the center of mass will be where? Pravesh Singh, just tell me, uniform rod you are having, uniform pen you are having, uniform pencil you are having throughout. Then what you can say about the center of mass here? But the entire mass of the object is being concentrated, supposed to be concentrated. It will be somewhere in the middle or not? You're agreeing or not? Just tell me, Pravesh. If we are having a particular uniform circle and all, the uniform rod is there or pen somewhere. So can I say that here the center of mass or the entire mass, the object is being concentrated, it may be considered as the center. How we are getting the center? That part I'll be going with when we deriving the expression for your center of mass for two particles, then I'll be going for the n particles. There we'll be getting the idea why the center of mass in case of equal mass two particle system or something where they are having the equal masses, the center of mass will be at the center. That part will derive. For time being, any student can tell you. Suppose that simple छोटा बच्चा ही बोल सकता है here that the center of mass will be at the center. So here, instead of applying this impulse on the center of mass, if suppose we are applying it somewhere here or here, then what you will observe? You are having the pen, I'm applying the particular force in this direction or here.
Ma'am, it will rotate.
Mass.
It will rotate, ma'am.
It will rotate. So now just tell me that does the particular pen or the pencil or the rod, whatever you're taking, it was fixed or pivoted at somewhere?
No.
No,
No, ma'am.
it's not necessary that. It may possible that in case of rotational motion, the object is pivoted or the object is fixed at a point, but not compulsory, dear. Like in this such case, we are having simply the pen, pencil, pen. You are applying an impulse here. Except the main point is that you are not supposed to apply the impulse on the center of mass. You have to apply it somewhere away from it here. Then you will observe that the object will rotate. But here the object is rotating about what? I want the answer. Just tell me.
It's
About the
rotating
center.
about its center of mass.
Yes, really good, really good. So here the object is rotating about the center of mass. So one important point here, you write down quickly. So here, just NCT part because it's important here because whenever there will be assessment type questions and all, for those that are preparing for this AIMS exams and all, mainly NEET they are not asking assessment and reasoning, but for AIMS and other exams here, mainly you'll be seeing that the assessments and reasoning are mainly from NCERT only. Same language they will be just copying and all here, and from there only they'll be asking because in the particular language, whatever in class 11 especially, 12 it is a little bit easy here. In 11th, whatever language they are using in NCERT in class 11, it means it consists of so many keywords and all. Without explaining the particular keywords and all, the particular statement itself is very confusing here. And from there only they'll be asking you the assessment and reasoning. So that particular statement you write down that whenever the object is not pivoted or fixed, it may have translation or translatory or rotatory, whatever language you can use. It may have translation, rotatory, or better write down translatory or rotatory motion. But when it is pivoted, then maximum chance or more chance is of rotational motion. That's why they have written that in some way it will have rotational motion. It will have rotational motion. My writing a little bit not good here. Not good means really through kharab hai. So you have to adjust for that one. So it is visible to you or not? Whether the particular words, the spelling and all that part is clear to you, dear?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Because all are not blessed with beautiful writings and all. आप लोग की अच्छी मुझे पता है. So that part you have to adjust it. ठीक है? So whenever the object is not pivoted or fixed, it may have transitory or the rotatory motion here. But whenever it is pivoted, then more chances of rotational motion here. So here we can say that one important point, whatever just now we discussed, that in case of rotational motion, it is not necessary that the object must be pivoted or fixed. So here we write down that in case of rotational motion, it is not necessary. It is not necessary that the object is pivoted or fixed. Like suppose we are taking the example of this particular rod or something. Here the center of mass here. So if you are applying a force in this direction here or somewhere in this direction or here, the object will rotate. Or here we can use the word that the object will spin. Like we dekha hai na ki beta the top and all. The top also what it is to do? The top arrays don't have any fixed axis and all. But after putting the thread and all and just pulling it out here, about the nail and all, and then about the nail is just spinning about. So here also earlier we don't have any fixed axis and all. So in this case also we don't have any fixed axis here, but here when the impulse is applied, it will rotate. If you write down that here this impulse is applied, then it will rotate, or further it can, you can say the word that it will spin here. Means here, main part is that you have to consider here that here, yes, here what I mean, ma'am, when we do yes, whenever you're going for the pen fight and all here, class में खेलते होंगे ना, whenever you're getting bored and all, simply you're going for the pen fighting and all. When बहुत से बच्चे खेलते ही होंगे बेटा वो, so they similarly that way here, they are just you are just applying a particular impulse and all, except the center of mass. There are so many different types, because in our time also we used to play with pens, but there are different type of games over there. What kind of, like Beyblade? Okay, yes. Now, so here we are having here this impulse when applied in such, except at the center of mass. Here it will rotate or spin. So here we write down that the main part is that the impulse should not be applied on the center of mass. Only main point you keep in mind that it should not be applied at the center of mass, otherwise it will not rotate. Because if it will be applied at the center of mass, then simply it will go through the translatory motion here. That's why it is very, very important here. Now here, second line. Here, what here? Ma'am, what is written after translatory in second line? Okay. It may have translatory or rotatory motion. But when it is pivoted, then more chances of rotational motion here. Once again, I'm repeating, Tejashree. Whenever the object is not pivoted or fixed, it may have translatory or rotatory motion. But when it's pivoted, then more chances of rotational motion. But in rotational motion also, it is not necessary that the object is fixed or pivoted. Like the particular example we're talking about. So here, when the impulse is applied, except the center of mass, then the object start rotating here, and here the object rotate about the center of mass. This important part we have to write down that in such conditions, such example here, the object will rotate. Here the object will rotate about what here? Earlier case we are having the axis of rotation there, but here the object will rotate about the center of mass. About the center of mass. Now, after this simple discussion about this topic, dear, main part is that how to derive the particular position vector for your center of mass or the coordinate for your center of mass. That is very, very important, and that too also, since we are talking about your this particular part here, your rotational motion means here the particles are in circular motion. So we have to just recollect the particular knowledge about the circular motion. So today I think that direction part won't be possible, dear. So let us go for just a recap of the circular motion which is required for this particular chapter. Now here, in last class only here, in uniform circular motion part only, about in the particular cases, about the acceleration part, different type of acceleration, your this displacement, linear and angular, everything I have discussed. So here suppose what happened here, just look at here, no need to write down now. We are having a rod here or anything you are taking. Suppose the rod is pivoted at a fixed point here. Let the point be A. Here we are taking the particular point P. Here we are taking Q. Now this is rotated here. So after some time, suppose the rod is coming to this particular position. Here is P. Here we are having the point Q here. Now, so what I told you that in case of rotational motion, what you can say about the motion of the particles here? They are under which type of motion?
Circular motion.
Circular motion.
Circular motion here. So in case of circular motion, now just we have to put the analogy with the linear motion and the circular motion part. So here we are having now the analogy with the linear and the circular, you can say the angular part. This part is very, very important here. Now, why important? Listen carefully. I told you that what you can say about the velocity of the different particles in case of your rotational motion and all. For that purpose, we have to discuss this here. Now, look at here. So, in this case, suppose the particular rod has been rotated to this. So, this is the circular path here. So, here, this displacement is known as, already I have told you. So now let me ask from, now others please don't give the answer dear, let me involve others also. Yasmin, just tell me dear. Yasmin, just recollect the concept of the circular motion and all. Here this particular displacement and here a displacement to the angle. So these two types of displacements are known as, the object is moving in this way dear, as well as to the angle also making some angle in this way. Already I have explained you in the last class. Again I can't dear because the same again I am taking 1 hour. Just tell me. After asking the question, if you're leaving the meeting, is of no use. Visit, can you tell? Visit. What class is there? Okay, just wait. Hardly 4 minutes are there for 4 minutes. It's just 4 minutes are left. Okay. So she left the meeting also. Leave it there, no use. Now, this particular part, this particular displacement is known as here. Any one of you just tell me now, because already in the last class I have given enough time for explaining this topic here. So this displacement is known as linear displacement here. Probably has given the answer. So here, this is known as your linear displacement. You are denoting by your S, L or something. Here is the radius here from the particular point to a particular point from which it is just taking the circular motion and all. It is R here and this here. The particular theta is known as the angular displacement. So here we are having the linear displacement S and the angular displacement theta. Now, after this only, the concept of linear and the angular part here. We are having the concept of displacement over. So after displacement, what will be the quantity? Displacement, velocity, acceleration. So after this linear displacement, angular displacement, next part is regarding the linear velocity. So linear velocity we are denoting by v, and angular velocity we are denoting by. So let me ask from here. Omega. Good, really good. So here, angular velocity we are denoting by omega here. Similarly, your linear acceleration. Now, in acceleration part, I have told you 4 type of acceleration. Now, just any one of you, Harshita, something is in your mind here. Whatever I told you in the last class, the 4 type of acceleration. Centripetal acceleration, tangential acceleration, net acceleration, and your last one is your angular acceleration part. So here in this case here, in case of linear, we are having your centripetal acceleration or we are having your tangential acceleration. But in case of angular acceleration, we are having alpha. So Edwin and others, you are recollecting from the previous knowledge or not dear? Tejasvi is giving the answer also. Yes, alpha we are denoting by your angular acceleration here. And these are the centripetal acceleration and the tangential acceleration. Now, let me ask from here. Others are not giving any replies. So better those at least who are involved in the meeting and all, let me ask from them. Ayansh Dikshit, Ayansh, Jobaya left the meeting. Means what time student you people are dear? If teachers is giving you the chance for at least replying something. बिल्कुल बोलते ही नहीं हो आप. Ayansh, in the last class I told you that the main origin behind was centripetal acceleration and the tangential acceleration. कुछ आपको याद है बेटा? Anything in your mind about the centripetal acceleration and the tangential acceleration? Acceleration means rate of change of velocity here. Rate of change of velocity means velocity may change in magnitude or it may change in direction. Like uniform circular motion, we are talking about your centripetal acceleration. So here, Ayansh Dikshit, in case of uniform circular motion dear, when you're talking about the centripetal acceleration, what was the origin behind your centripetal acceleration? Okay, Prahas, just tell me the answer here.
Change in direction.
Okay, good. Miss, last class इतना पढ़ाने के बावजूद अगर रिप्लाई इतना देते नहीं बच्चे में क्या मतलब बताओ बेटा? Change in direction will lead to your centripetal acceleration because uniform circular motion, the magnitude of velocity doesn't change is dear. But in case of tangential acceleration, here it is mainly due to change in the magnitude of the velocity here. And this particular part is known to you dear, your angular acceleration means mainly suppose here we know that the relationship between theta, s and r. Theta equal to L upon r, or you can say that s equal to r theta. Here d is equal to ds upon dt. We are talking about the magnitudes, not putting the direction part, not putting the vector sign and all. Here omega will be d theta upon dt. And here this particular part is centripetal acceleration and this tangential acceleration we are talking about here from Newton's law and all. We can add on here this. Here particular, like suppose there we are having v square upon r. For centripetal acceleration we are having v square upon r here and here, or directly we write down simply this part as d upon dt, and here we can write down that d omega upon dt. So just we have the analogy between the linear and the angular part, but this is not required. The main required for further solving the numerical part, but mainly the requirement is that look at here carefully, P and Q. Now 30 degree angle. Here the angle is measured in radian, but you know that how to convert your degree to radian. 180 degree is equal to pi radian. Is known to you in maybe in class in maths only your teacher must have taught you here. 180 degree is equal to pi radian. So now when we are talking about the angular part, look at carefully here. The angular part, the angular displacement 30 degree from here to here, 30 degree and all. Now, similarly from this only you can have the idea about the velocity concept. What you can say about your angular velocity and the linear velocity. Out of these two, which will be remaining same for any point, any particle at any point here. Whether your linear velocity will remain same or the angular velocity will remain same. Just any one of you, I want the answer from you. Here in such case, what we can say about the angular velocity and the linear velocity? Does both will remain same for each and every particle present, or there is some difference? Just any one of you, quickly, hardly 2-3 minutes are there. Quickly, dear. One thing must be known to you. Look at here. Sometimes 60-degree angle people are showing like this. Some people are showing like this way. Thus, these are changes the measurement of the angle.
No, ma'am.
No, ma'am.
Oh dear, from this only really Edwin has given the answer that the angular velocity will remain same for the point P, Q or whatever you are taking, but your linear velocity will change because linear velocity V is equal to R omega. R omega means here it depends upon the radius also. So here linear velocity for the particular point Q and P will vary here, but not the angular velocity. Angular velocity will remain same, but the linear velocity will change depending upon the radius. So just tell me Q and P, which will have more linear velocity? Q and P, which will have very good. Edwin has given the answer. Praved also P. P is having more distance here in the required time. So P is having more linear velocity as compared to Q. A simple example you can consider that you take a thread, you tie a stone here and rotate it in your hand in a small circle. Observe the velocity. Then you increase the thread. Radius part you increase it and then you rotate it here. In which case you feel that it is more dangerous or the speed is high. In which case, when it is rotated about smaller circle or about bigger circle of radius here, longer thread. So here the linear velocity changes here, but the angular velocity remains same. So for today's class, really time is over now. Be connected for the next classes, dear. Thank you for today. Tomorrow we'll start the derivation of center of mass and other thing.
मैम
So thank
Thank you, ma'am.
लेने के लिए अटेंडेंस
Guys,
लेने
see you again. Attendance part you mark in the announcement. From that also I'll be just cross verifying it. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.